Hello everybody, we are going to move on with our 8.5 notes. We are on the second page today. Today we're going to talk about expanding and combining. So first of all, when we expand something, you should think, hey, that just means we're going to make it bigger. So when we expand a logarithmic expression, it means to make one log into many logs. When we combine, think about when you combine like terms or combine anything in life, you take multiple things, you put them together to be one. So we're going to make many logs into one log. This box was messed up. It should look like this. And then example 2 should be outside the box, but whatever. Okay, it says example 2, use the laws to expand each expression. So first thing you got to look for is, are we multiplying or dividing? And then you got to look for exponents. So number 1, it's log base 5 of 24 times m to the third. Notice how I said times. There's a multiply right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this sucker apart. I'm going to say I have log base 5 of 24, and I also have log base 5 of m to the third, excuse me. So log base 5 of 24 and log base 5 of m to the third. I was multiplying. When I pull apart multiplying from yesterday, you should remember that that becomes adding. But now I also have an exponent here. So I got to move that exponent. I can't have an exponent up inside my log. So what I'm going to do, apply my power property from yesterday. I move this guy out front and turn this into log base 5 of 24 plus, again, the 3 comes out front, plus 3 times log base 5 of m. That is your final answer for number 1. Okay, on to number 2. So this one is ln. Remember, that's log base e. We don't have to do anything with that. We can just keep it as an ln. But this one has a numerator and a denominator. So let's pull this apart for the numerator and then the denominator. So up top, we are multiplying. So how do we pull apart multiplying? Well, we pull apart by adding and subtracting. So this is ln of q to the 7th plus ln of w squared. Now dividing turns into subtracting, so it's going to be minus ln of t. Okay, now all that we need to do is move these guys out front. Again, I was multiplying up top, that's why it turned into addition. I was dividing on bottom, that's why it turned into subtraction right there. So now I'm going to have 7 times the ln of q plus 2 times the ln of w minus the ln of t. And then ln is natural log. So it's 7 times the natural log of q plus 2 times the natural log of w minus the natural log of t. Okay, on to number 3. In number 3, we are multiplying between each of these. So when we multiply, we split it up, pull it apart, and it becomes adding. So we're going to have the natural log of 2 plus the natural log of x squared plus the natural log of y. Again, we pulled it apart because when we were multiplying and it became addition. I still have one exponent remaining. This guy comes out front, and it becomes ln of 2 plus 2 times the natural log of x plus the natural log of y. That would be your final answer for number 3. Okay, we're on to example 3 now. Now we're combining. So you got to think, okay, what does combine mean? I'm going to smush them together. Something that's big, I'm going to make it smaller. The only thing to worry about now is, so before, when we expanded, we did multiply, divide, then exponents. We did this first, and we did this second. Now, we're going to do, when we combine, we're going to do exponents first, and then we're going to take care of multiply or divide. Okay, so number 1 is log base 4 of 10 minus log base 4 of 15. I have no number out front and no exponent, so I can't do anything with my exponents, so I move on to number 2. I am subtracting here in the middle. When you're subtracting in the middle, when you combine, it becomes division. So log base 4 of 10 over log base 4 of 15. I can combine these because I have the same base right there. I should probably use a different color than black, but since I have 4 and 4, I can combine them to be 10 over 15. Number on the left goes up top, number on the right goes on bottom. Okay, but now what you can do is you can reduce this fraction. 10 over 15, divide them both by 5, you get log base 4 of 2 over 15 divided by 5 is 3. Log base 4 of 2/3. Okay, on to number 2. Now, I said right away that, hey, this one doesn't have a number out front, this one doesn't have a number out front. So I couldn't do anything with the exponents. Now, if we look here, this has a number out front, this has a number out front, and this has a number out front of my log or natural log. So I'm going to take care of my exponents first, and what I mean by that is I'm kind of working backwards. Before, like in this problem right here, I had a 2 in the exponent, it came out front to become a 2 here. Now I'm going to work backwards, and I'm going to say, well, there's a 3 out front. I want to make this smaller, so I'm going to put this guy up here, this guy up here, and this guy up here. This becomes the natural log of 5 to the 3rd plus the natural log of x to the 8th plus the natural log of y squared. Okay, now what I'm doing is pushing all of these together. I'm going to say, well, this is adding, this is adding. So when I smush it together, it becomes multiplying. I'm going to have the natural log of 5 to the 3rd times x to the 8th times, we'll do green, times y squared. And now you might say, well, Mr. Adler, I know 5 to the 3rd is 125, so could I say the natural log of 125 x to the 8th y squared? Heck yeah, you can. Love it. Okay. If you want, you could pause the video now and try 3 and 4 on your own. I'll wait about 5 seconds so you can find your space bar to pause the video, I guess, and then I will do the problems. Okay, number 3. First of all, we have the same base, 2, 2, 2. That means we can combine. So the first thing we do when we combine is we look for a number out front. Nothing there, nothing there, nothing there. So that means I'm not going to move anything up to the exponent like I did in number 2. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at my signs. Adding here, subtracting here. Adding becomes multiplying, subtracting becomes divide. So I'm going to say log base 2 of 5 times y. Again, 5 and y were added together, so they multiply when I smush them together. My minus becomes a divided by x. Log base 2 of 5y over x is your final answer for that one. Okay, here we go. Last one, numero 4. Okay, I have 4 times log of 2 plus 3 times log of z. These have the same base. Remember, if there's no base, it's technically a 10 right there. So, same base, I can combine them, but first I look, hey, is there a number out front that I bring up to the exponent? There sure is. I'm going to bring this guy up to the 2, this guy up to the z. I get log of 2 to the 4th plus log of z to the 3rd. Again, I have the same base because there's technically a 10 in the highlighted yellow portion. Now what we can do is say, well, this is adding. So when I smush this guy together, when I combine 2 to the 4th and z to the 3rd, it becomes multiplication. So I get log of 2 to the 4th, z to the 3rd. And just like in number 2, when we said, hey, 5 to the 3rd, that's the same as 125. Well, I can say 2 to the 4th is really 16 z to the 3rd. All I did was say 2 to the 4th was 16. That would be your final answer. Okay, this might be confusing, but I promise the more you do this, the better you get. It's one of those things where it's like riding a bike where at first you kind of suck at it, but then you get better and better. So please, if you start to struggle, just keep at it. It will get easier. If you have questions, feel free to let me know.